Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gheldof, and I work at the University of Leuven. Since 2015, I started there as a research coordinator for digital humanities, and I got involved in the DARIAH Belgium project. Today I'm here. Today I'm the only one who got here in Warsaw because my other colleagues from Ghent, Sally Chambers and Catherine de Roo, had to be at another conference in Aarhus, and also my colleague from Liège, Björn Olaf Dozo, was not able to attend here. So I will do my best to present their research as well. So together we wrote a report on the current state of DH centers in Belgium, and I will also present there to digital humanities centers. So maybe most of you already know what DARIAH stands for, but I will start with briefly explaining. The full name, Digital Research Infrastructure for the Arts and Humanities, already explains a lot what this Pan-European Consortium stands for. At the moment, it forms a network of 17 European countries, the so-called DARIAH member countries. Its aims are firstly to enhance and support digitally enabled research and teaching across the arts and humanities. Secondly, DARIAH wants to bring together national activities in digital humanities from its member countries. And additionally, it offers a network of tools and services provided by several DH projects from the member countries. These are called the so-called in-kind contributions. The DARIAH community also works together in working groups. On the DARIAH website, you can find an overview of all these working groups, but the topics vary from, for example, text and data analytics, training and education, and guideline and standards. Belgium became a part of DARIAH in 2015, but because of its complex language and political situation, it took us some time to get things organized. As some of you may know, Belgium is divided in 2 or even 3 parts, depending on the language. So in the north, you have Flanders, which is the Dutch-speaking community. In the south, you have Wallonia, which is the French-speaking community. In the east, you even have a small German-speaking community, but these will be left out of this presentation because they are not involved in any DH project or training. And then, of course, finally, there is the capital, Brussels, which is bilingual and also has its own political representation, just like the other 2 language communities. Of course, this makes it more complex. And on top of that, we also have a federal government that is responsible for federal scientific institutions like museums, for example, or archives. So at the moment, we have 3 subdivisions of DARIAH in Belgium. They are made more visible and hopefully also a bit more clear on this graph. To sum up, several universities from Flanders, from the Dutch-speaking parts, have joined in DARIAH Flanders. Some from Wallonia and Brussels are gathered in DARIAH-FWB, and then the federal institutes take part under the name DARIAH-Fed. Since they all have their own representative, my colleague Sally Chambers has been appointed as day-to-day coordinator for DARIAH-BE. And then you also have the Belgian Science Policy Office, BELSPO, and that acts as the representing entity with DARIAH EU. So I hope you're still with me, because now I will start with a more detailed study of the 2 existing DH centers and the one that is still under construction in Belgium. So the first one is the DH center in Liège. Liège is a major city in Wallonia, so in the southern part, the French-speaking part of Belgium. The Centre Informatique de Philosophie et Lettres, or CIPL, is actually the oldest DH center in Belgium, since it was already created in 1983 at the university's Faculty of Arts and Philosophy. In its first years, it functioned as a center to promote and coordinate the use of IT at the faculty, And in that period, it was already highly advanced as a humanities faculty to offer such services to its researchers and also to the students. So as you can see on the image, the center offers a place where they can use IT tools for their research. They can also receive coordination and technical support from the center, for example, with programming or web design. And additionally, the center also aids with the education of students. It maintains the IT infrastructure, however basic it was at that time, as you can see on the image. And it also mediates between its users and its services. So a concrete example of such services can be found in the link between CIPL and LASLA. That's a laboratory for statistic analysis of ancient languages. They actually pioneered with the creation of the Revue Informatique et Statistique dans les Sciences Humaines, which in 1965 was one of the first journals about humanities computing. Now it's ceased publishing, unfortunately. The CIPL also develops and offers several unique databases dealing with ancient languages such as Latin or ancient Greek. In the future, the CIPL wants to reinforce its connections with other partners. CIPL is already a partner with CenterNet and Humanistica, and it collaborates closely with Liège Game Lab, which is a group of humanities researchers studying video games. The next years, they also want to connect to Cleo, the founders of OpenEdition.org, and IFRES, that's the Walloon Institute of Higher Education Teaching Formation. When it comes to questions about teaching in a digital age, DARIAH, of course, wants to participate and would be glad if it could function as a possible partner in dealing with those questions. At Ghent, that is one of Flanders' major cities with a big students population, the university supported the creation of the Ghent Center for Digital Humanities. Although it originates from the Faculty of Arts and Philosophy, it aims to act as an interdisciplinary research center, facilitating digitally enabled research in the arts and humanities, not only at Ghent University, but also beyond. Currently, it offers it offers support on three main domains. The first one is digital research infrastructures, like virtual research environments. The second is training and education, such as workshops. And the third is support and coordination of digital research projects. One of the examples of such a VRE service infrastructure is the Erc Funded Project We Changed. Its team consists of multilingual and multidisciplinary researchers who combine methodologies from literary studies, women's history, and the social sciences. It studies the socio-cultural transformation and women editors in 18th century Europe. And a second example is the TIC Collaborative Project. As the name makes abundantly clear, this is a collaborative digital humanities project focusing on transnational intellectual cooperation in the long 19th century. These projects are, of course, supported by the Ghent CDH, and their open access node-code databases will be among the DARIAH Belgium in-kind contributions for DARIAH Europe. Finally, the Ghent CDH also works closely together with the library lab. That is a venue connected to the faculty library where DH researchers can meet and in which they are offered a wide variety of workshops about different interesting DH topics, such as in this example, topic modeling. The last example of a Belgian DH center is one from my own university, from Leuven, which is also a major university city in the Dutch-speaking part of Belgium, Flanders. But this center is still under construction. In analogy with the Ghent Center, it is preliminarily called the Leuven Center for Digital Humanities, or LCDH. Hopefully in 2017 we will be able to start with this new hub for DH researchers. For the moment we already have a task force in place, but that is only responsible in things related to DH at the Faculty of Arts. So ideally the LCDH should bring together DH researchers from across the faculties of humanities. It will also be responsible for organizing training and education, such as workshops, such as also the already existing DH summer school at Leuven, and so on. By supporting project applications, it should enable and facilitate interdisciplinary collaboration. And last but not least, the LCDH also plans to work closely together with the Artist Library for Humanities. This is actually a newly founded library since this year only, and that functions or that will function as a meeting point for DH researchers. It already offers several services, not only for DH, also for regular users. But for DH, for example, there is a service of digitizing books and manuscripts. It also has a state-of-the-art photo dome, which is currently used for digitizing archaeological artifacts. And the library can also offer a place for DH workshops and lectures to be held. We want to work closely together and to collaborate on determining a long-term preservation strategy for DH datasets, for example, from finished DH projects which are no longer funded. Talking about funding, so the same complex political situation can also be translated looking at the different regional and national funding agencies in Belgium. For the Dutch-speaking community, we have the Research Foundation Flanders, or FWO. For the French-speaking region, there is a counterpart, FNRS. And on top of that, there is also a Belgian Science Policy Office called BELSPO, and that is responsible, like I already told before, for funding the federal scientific institutions, such as the National Museums, National Library, and the Federal Archive. Luckily, we also have some joint funding opportunities like the Research Community DH Flanders, which is not only for members in Flanders, but also beyond Flanders. And then you also have the yearly Brain Call, which you can apply for as an interdisciplinary network with members from a Belgian university and also a federal scientific institution. So in conclusion, we could say that on an interinstitutional level, the complex Belgian landscape led DARIAH Belgium to split up in 3 subdivisions. By focusing on collaborating between the institutes, DARIAH wants to actively stimulate and support interdisciplinary proposals with different Belgian funding agencies, also the European ones, of course. And at an intra-institutional level, new DH centers or hubs should be established at the different institutes working on DH projects. This will hopefully lead in the future to similar collaborative efforts, and it's the aim of DARIAH Belgium that this will eventually further bridge the gap between all stakeholders, DH researchers, libraries, and IT services, both within and outside the institutions. In this way, DARIAH Belgium will gradually become the catalyst for an ecosystem of DH centers, each with their own specific infrastructure and expertise, but most importantly, also willing to share this with the rest of the DH community, first in Belgium and then also in Europe. So I think we still have some time left, so if there are any questions, I will be happy to answer them.
Yeah, thank you very much. And are there any questions? Okay, if not, thanks once again.
Thank you.